Here we go. Okay. All right, that was weird. Okay, guys, I am back. As you can see, this is not my normal setup. I'm usually at a computer desk. I'm sitting on the floor. But good news is my desk came in today, so that's exciting. I will be putting that together tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll be able to do my normal live streams like I did for so many months at my last house. I just got to get it set up here. So it came in a couple days sooner than it was supposed to, which is great because I'm tired of the living out of boxes and stuff like that. But anyway, I felt like I just wanted to do a quick little impromptu live stream. I don't know how many people are tuning in for whatever reason on StreamYard. I can't see the chat at all, but I got it pulled up here on my phone through my second channel so I can actually see the chats there. So that's what I'll be looking down for. And let me know how the sound is too, because I got the microphone a little bit off to the side. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I can't see the chats on screen. That's almost annoying. But yeah, anyway, we'll just roll with it. We'll just roll with it, guys. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's been eventful, obviously. There's just so much material to talk about as it relates to the DNC. There's a lot going on outside of the DNC. And there's stuff from last week. That's the thing. I've been so far behind the curve. Like I've been keeping up with the events, but I haven't been able to report on them. Haven't even been able to really tweet on them because there's just been so much happening in my personal life, but things are finally settling down. I'm feeling good about the situation I'm in now. And just as a disclaimer, the quality of this stream may not be very good because I'm not plugged into a modem. The modem is all the way across the house. This is a pretty big house, and the modem is far away. So if the signal goes in and out, you know why. Also hurting the signal is the fact there's a ton of trees where I live. And when they came to set up my internet, the guy was like, you're not going to be able to get the, megabits per second down that you were paying for before, but that's because you have so many trees. And I remember being like kind of disappointed, like, damn, how am I going to get the best quality when I'm streaming stuff? Then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, actually, it's probably a good thing that those signals and wavelengths can't hit me the way that they normally would, because there's no way that stuff can be good for you. I mean, we don't know the long-term effects of Wi-Fi everywhere, do we? So we don't know how that's going to turn out for us long-term. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Anyway, let me pull up my phone here to give you guys some shout outs. Again, this is so annoying. I can't see the chats on my computer screen, but I got my phone and that's better than nothing. I'm going to give you guys some shout outs. I know I got a bunch of new people following me since the last time I did one of these. Somebody said sound is good, audio is good. Nadia says hello. Angela. And if any of you guys want to join me this week, if you live in the New Smyrna Beach area, let me know. I will be at that rally. Not rally. Might as well call it a rally. It's a flag wave. So I'm joining that group every Sunday from now until election just to, show our support for the president. And honestly, it's such a breath of fresh air. It's nice to be around people who are vibing high. You know, there's so much dark energy. There's so many toxic people in the world right now. And we're just kind of being bombarded with it. It's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So the loudest, most obnoxious person will get a microphone, will get a platform, will trend on social media. And it's all just negative. So it's such a breath of fresh air for me to be able to go and just have fun and be around people who have good vibes, good energy, people who are on the same wavelength as me, people who are freedom-minded, people who have ascended past this COVID-19 control mechanism, this lockdown, this illusion, this man-made illusion that somehow government's going to keep us safe if we just wear masks and take a vaccine and don't go back to work and don't watch sports in person and don't have weddings and graduations, all of the garbage, when that's not who we are. Freedom is our birthright. We were born free. And I just feel the free spirits and the energy of going to these flag waves. It's just fun. There's no other way to describe it other than it's a fun time. I just enjoy it. So come on out Sunday if you're in the New Smyrna Beach area. If things work out the way I'm planning over the next month or so, I'll be able to travel around the state and do flag waves. People have asked me to come up to Duval County. I'm trying to get up there. That's Jacksonville. That's like, I don't know, like an hour and a half from where I am. Orlando's always a hot spot, although you're more likely to run into some liberals over there, just some counter protesters. We'll just say that. Where else? Tampa, just anywhere. So if you guys want to do a meet and greet or something, or if there's a flag wave or a Trump boat rally, if any of you have boats, if you want to invite me on your boat, I will not turn you down. I'm just going to say that because last week that looked way more fun than what I was doing. The Clearwater boat rally, that was great. They had, I think, maybe 1,000 boats or something. I don't know. The optics of it just looked great. Anyway, Joey says, and I know these comments are probably delayed because, again, if you're just tuning in, I cannot see any of your comments on the computer screen, so I'm looking at it on my phone. Joey said, boycott sports. Boycott all sports. See, I hate this. I hate it because I don't want to boycott sports. I want sports to change and go back to the way they were. This is part of Make America Great Again. That's a MAGA thing for me. Make sports great again. When sports represented escapism, a pastime, you can escape the weight of life. You can escape the politics. Now they've injected politics into every aspect of it. ESPN is now an extension of CNN. Basketball players don't have their last name on their jersey. It's a stupid Marxist slogan. NASCAR, Black Lives Matter. Well, I never really watched NASCAR, but still, you get the point. It doesn't matter. Kneeling for the national anthem, Black national anthem. Just so much controversy. It's like, can I just watch freaking football? And college football was the one sport where I felt like always was above the fray. I feel like college basketball or college football was very, not really conservative, but they were about the business. Like they didn't let players celebrate or make any kind of like statements or gestures. It was just clean, fun, fast football. And now they canceled it. So that was the one sport where I felt like there wasn't any politics directly involved in the sports. Yeah, you had woke coaches apologizing for T-shirts, and you had players trying to cash in and get some social media clout by pretending to be offended by stuff. But other than that, college football, I think, was where it was at. And now that's canceled. So, yeah, I guess that's a long-winded, okay, let's boycott sports. Yeah, now I'm seeing stuff about the boat rally. Anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Let's start with the Democrat National Convention, okay? I'm going to have to keep adjusting because I'm sitting on this hard floor. It's just the most comfortable for my back. Anyway, the Democrat National Convention, man. Oh, my gosh. And we're only on the third day. I think there's another day. Tomorrow wraps it up, and that's the Joe Biden thing. I've never watched one of these before, by the way, because I've never cared. The only reason it's interesting now is because I report on it and because everybody's talking about it. It's like, okay, what are they going to say now? What's next? So each night they gifted us with entertainment, or just, it's entertaining in the sense that we can make fun of it. Right. It's just been like a long infomercial. That's how I've heard people describe it. It's just an infomercial. Even Marianne Williamson chimed in on it. It's just really fake and forced. And they're so tone deaf, so out of touch, just divorced from reality, just completely outside of the realm of reality. The average person in America cannot relate to these politicians. They're just not relatable. They're so fake and phony, and it's just virtue signaling and platitudes and fear mongering and Michelle Obama threats. as bad as it is, it can get worse. She's pretty much dog whistling to BLM and Antifa, which we know who's funding that, to keep it up, turn up the heat. And it's sad. Each night has been something different. You had Cardi B, that scallywag. You had that. Then you had Michelle Obama. You had Bill Clinton last night on the same day that a photo surfaces. Shout out to Daily Mail. They're just on top of it. I don't know how they pull it off, but they always leak footage or photos or stories. They leaked a photo of Bill Clinton getting a massage by Shantae Davies, who accused Jeffrey Epstein. She's giving Bill Clinton a massage. And then, of course, the media just speeds right past that. They act like it didn't even happen, just like they're acting like Portland didn't happen. There's nothing going on, nothing to see here, just 24/7 gaslighting. Around the clock, they're gaslighting you. Like, what you see, what you hear, what you're experiencing is not real. Put no stock into your reality. Put all of your stock into what we're telling you and what we're showing you on TV, which is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is an amazing person. Bill Clinton is a moral figure who ironically said Trump is misusing the Oval Office. The irony, guy, that's the thing, the irony. The irony of Bill Clinton saying that Trump is misusing the Oval Office. Or the irony that Andrew Cuomo is talking about how he had an amazing response to the pandemic. I believe they have more deaths per million in New York than anywhere else on earth. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong about that. But geez, Michelle Obama. And then tonight, they've got the Queen Witch, Hillary. She is uniquely unpopular amongst Democrats, Republicans, independents, just people who are politically agnostic. You ask them what they think of Hillary Clinton, at the very least, they're going to say they're not fond of her. At the most, they're going to give you an earful about what they actually think about her. They're just out of touch, man. There's really no other way to describe it. I'm just ready for the debates. The debates are going to be what we deserve. We deserve to see it, even though it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to look like Mike Tyson punching an infant, but we deserve it. And not only do we deserve to see it, they deserve it. They deserve to have that happen. They deserve to see their candidate fall apart on national TV, unscripted, unrehearsed, no pre-recorded stuff. Jill Biden can't grab his hand like, no, Joe, don't say that. He's just going to have to fall apart and make a fool of himself so that the normies in the middle can see that and vote accordingly in November. At this point, it doesn't matter if you like Trump. Like I said, two things can be true at the same time. You can hate Trump, think all these terrible things about him, but still recognize that the other side is absolutely insane. The economy was the best that it ever was under Trump. He has yet to start a war. These are things I could have highlighted in my video earlier today, where Michelle Obama said he's not the right guy for the job. I mean, the first president in my lifetime to not start a war. Pedophile rings are getting broken up. That's a good thing. I've had more money in my bank account now than ever in my life. I'm on my second house. Things are going great. You know, a lot of people's lives improved under the policies of this president, specifically minorities. So to me, that feels good. That is something where I can pull the lever and say, yep, even if I did not like Trump, if I did not support Trump, I would vote for him based on principle. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Vote your values, vote based on principle, vote based on policy, not based on appeal to emotion, not based on vague statements and slogans and taglines. And we're fighting for the soul of this nation. Joe Biden is going to build back better. What does that even mean? Build back better? What are you going to build? Be specific. What are the policies? How do those policies relate to freedom, liberty? When are people going to be able to take these stupid masks off? When are the lockdown orders going to be lifted? When are businesses going to be able to reopen? Do you see that all they've been talking about this week is orange man bad, Biden good, orange man bad? That's all they're doing, is just trying to use repetition to gaslight people to vote for Joe Biden. And of course, they're also using intimidation, just straight up thuggery. Michelle Obama just told you, right? You know, the chaos will end once we're in power. You need to vote the way we tell you, and then Antifa and BLM will stop killing people and burning buildings. That's thuggery right in your face, right? That's all it is. But there's nothing in there about how your life is going to improve, how there's going to be freedom, how you're going to be able to live your life the way you did before China unleashed this havoc on the world. There's no mention of that at all. It's just Trump sucks. We got to do this. We got to do that. Elizabeth Warren is talking to Native Americans. Just everything is stupid. Everything. It's like, and I just watched Tucker, so I'm going to quote Tucker, paraphrase what he said. But he was making fun of how Andrew Cuomo, like they featured all of the worst people so far this week. Literally all of the worst people. Bill Clinton lecturing America, talking about Donald Trump in the White House. He's misusing the Oval Office. Andrew Cuomo, who mishandled a pandemic, is talking about how well he handled the pandemic. Elizabeth Warren, who pretended to be Native American, is giving us, had a roundtable discussion or whatever the hell it was with Native American people. And Tucker said, what's next? Ralph Northam is going to talk to black people or something wearing a robe. It's like, what else? Would it surprise you, honestly, if they featured Ralph Northam, if Ralph Northam had some kind of pre-recorded speech where at the end he said Black Lives Matter? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. The truth is stranger than fiction. I don't know if they're trolling or if they're just that dumb. Some of them, I think, are just that dumb. But for the most part, they know what they're doing. They're methodical. Michelle Obama, for sure, is methodical. The lies that she was telling, and she'll triple down, quadruple down, infinity down on the lies. Wait until her husband, Barack Hussein Obama, gets to talk. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of time. It's a matter of time before he pretty much grabs the mic, steals the show, tries to build the nostalgia. Like we could go back to the Obama days, because a lot of people, again, are attached to their emotions. Their emotions cloud their judgment. That's why they continue to tug at heartstrings. That's why they talk about kids in cages. We're hurting. Joe Biden will bring us together. He will begin to heal the wounds of a nation that Trump has, whatever. I don't know. They just kind of script all this madness, and I just see through it. And plenty of people do see through it. Those that don't yet, they're at least tuning it out. They're bored by it. They're like, yeah. When can I go back outside? When can things become normal? When can I breathe oxygen outdoors, since there's so many mandatory mask orders in place that make no sense, or not backed by science whatsoever, while they're pushing this mail-in voting? We must have universal mail-in voting. Why? What is the science behind it's too dangerous to vote in person, but it's not too dangerous to pack into a crowded airplane or get in an elevator or walk into a restaurant? Just insanity. None of it makes sense. None of it's backed by science. It's 100% political. It's being weaponized, politicized. It's a power grab, the likes of which we've never seen before. The biggest transfer of wealth maybe in modern history. Jeff Bezos, big corporations have swallowed up small businesses. Main Street goes broke. Wall Street gets rich. All of those CEOs selling off their stock right before the crash, and they're the only ones with the money to buy it back up. It's just dumb. It's all dumb. Doesn't make any sense. And the first time that I really got a taste of how stupid these mask orders are is when I was out in New Hampshire for the Right Side Broadcasting thing. We walk into a restaurant, right? They have a mandatory mask order, so I made sure to have my mask on me so I could actually get into places, right? We get to a restaurant. I'm not wearing my mask because we just walked from the outside to the inside, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm inside now. I can take my mask off because we're at a restaurant. I just have it with me just in case. They're like, you need to have your mask on while we're standing at the hostess booth. But everyone else in the restaurant is sitting down eating. Some people don't even have water at their table. They're just sitting down and their mask is off. They're like, you can take your mask off once you sit down. And I'm thinking, that makes zero sense. So you want me to wear a mask when I walk in, almost as if I'm showing compliance, like signaling, yes, I'm down for the cause. I'm down to be controlled and manipulated, even though this doesn't make any sense. You have to wear your mask when you walk in the restaurant, but as soon as you sit down, you can take the mask off. And that stops the spread of the virus. Come on. Or how about Walmart, the last town I lived in? Walmart was the only like big store that used to be open 24/7. Now Walmart shuts down abruptly at 8 p.m. Are you telling me the virus spreads aggressively after 8 p.m.? Why can't Walmart be open all night? Then you don't have people cramming in, packing in like sardines during limited hours. It's dumb. You can only go in this entrance, but not that one. They're restricting everything. They're treating us like children, quite frankly. Then over the loudspeaker, do this, do that. Make sure you're practicing social distancing. Make sure that you wash your hands when you leave the restroom. Like, if you weren't doing that before, then you've got bigger problems than this virus. So let me check in on the comments. I'm used to seeing them on the screen. We got a much bigger crowd watching now. And when I see I got a super chat, let me give a shout out. Show Mr. Nificent some support, people. Keep it up, sir. Thank you so much. Bucolic Buffalo. Thank you so much. And also, guys, if you have not given this a thumbs up, please do so. I am being shadow banned on this channel. It's going on a year and a half now. But, you know, I'll power through it. I'll just keep chopping wood, and we just keep it rolling. Joey said, I was watching Salty Cracker instead of Tucker on the DNC. The salt must flow. Man, his channel, that dude, his channel is great. And I found his channel back when he only had like 50,000 subscribers. His channel is blown up. I love his stuff. He's funny. He reminds me a lot of Jericho Green, actually. Someone said soon they will have robot sheepdogs for us. So they already have that. They've already rolled that out in different parts of the world. I know Australia has some super dystopian surveillance system right now. They have drones. I made a video about this a couple months ago, and people like Alex Jones and David Icke have been talking about this years ago, but everyone called them tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists. Like, they don't sound so stupid now that you see it's happening in real time. I've seen the videos of those robot dogs that are patrolling parks, and they'll break up parties or gatherings and stuff like that. So they can already have unmanned drones patrolling. They've already done it in New York City. Guys, we're already there. But this stuff cannot happen without our consent. They need compliance. They need people to acquiesce to the rules that they put in place. The rules that they put in place are only valid if people acknowledge the rules. So you have to elevate to a higher timeline. I'm on the timeline of freedom. I don't acknowledge this virus as anything that's restriction or restrictive to my personal life. I don't carry myself like I'm afraid. I'm not a germaphobe. I don't use my sleeve to open doorknobs. The world is not more dangerous now than it was when this virus came about. It's just not. That's the truth. But somehow, because of gaslighting, they want you to think that it is. A virus, a strain of coronavirus that's on par with the flu, is being treated like the Black Plague. Like, they literally want you to think it's the Black Plague. Meanwhile, Wuhan, China, ground zero, the epicenter of where this all came about, they had a massive like pool party. They had a DJ, look like a big, look like a techno festival, an EDM festival. And it, of course, nobody was social distancing. Nobody's wearing masks. It's almost as if life got back to normal after the virus. Sweden never locked down. They're basically normal for the first time ever. I'm saying we should have followed the Nordic model. How is Wuhan, China, experiencing more fun and freedom than the United States? You can't make that up. In communist China, they're allowed to have concerts, festivals, pool parties. Here, you can't go into a nail salon. You can't play beach volleyball. You can't have gatherings of more than 10 people. Eric Garcetti is going to shut off your utilities if you have people over for a barbecue. This is just creeping authoritarianism. These people are tyrants. They're dictators. They're demons. They're wicked monsters. Don't let them control your life. I just thought, when I saw that video, I'm like, good for them. Good for the people of Wuhan. Good for anybody who rejects this virus. You know, it's really funny. The news continues to traffic in stories about COVID-19. First of all, what makes them think that anybody cares? Who's still looking at the map? Who cares about how many cases are in this state? And Ron DeSantis did this and that. Who cares about the deaths? Honestly, I'm just being truthful. Yes, it's sad that people are dying, but no human has been able to circumvent death. You just can't. Father Time is undefeated. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Period. And it doesn't matter if you die in a helicopter accident like Kobe Bryant, unfortunately, RIP, sad story. If you die in a car crash, if you die of old age, if you die of cancer, or if you die from the common cold because you had a compromised immune system, or if you die from COVID-19. Why are they counting the deaths? Why are they still talking about it? Why is the nightly news reporting as classes get back in session at NC State, parties are happening as college freshmen check into the dorms and they're drinking? It's like, you guys act surprised by this. Like, of course, a bunch of college kids, after being locked down and having their entire summers just wiped off the map, of course, when they get to college, they're going to drink, they're going to have parties. That's normal. They're engaging in normal behavior. Yeah, college drinking is actually normal behavior. But they're reporting on it's like, why are they freaking out? The virus. We got to test. We got to test them. They got to be quarantined. The schools are cracking down. Notre Dame's going to do this. They're rushing people off campus. Apparently, they're going to lock people on campus and make everybody take a test. What is the point of the testing? Sorry, the stream kind of has segued into just talking about the virus. But because I feel like everything stems from the virus. The virus has just amplified everything else that we've been going through as a country this year. All right, but like, what's the point of testing people for a virus? What's the point of taking a test for a virus if you don't feel any symptoms? If you're not sick, why would you get a test? They always show these news stories. Well, they don't show them as much anymore, but when testing became like widely available, they show people sleeping overnight in their cars, waiting in the hot sun, skipping work so they can take a test. And then the news anchor would walk down the row of cars interviewing people. I'm like, why would you wait in your car, sleep in your car overnight to take a stupid test when you don't even feel sick? And what happens if you wait in line for a day and a half, you pull up, you finally take the test, and they say you're negative. You get your results back. They say you're negative. So it's like, okay, they told me 2 weeks after I took the test, I'm negative. I don't have the virus. But how do you know you didn't contract it the next day? What happens if you contract the virus and then your body fights it off? Do you need to get tested again? Do you have to get tested every day, every morning, every time you interact with someone, every time you ride the bus, every time you hug a family member? What is the point of taking the test unless you're sick? Do you put on Band-Aids when you're not bleeding? So why would you take a test if you're not sick? Common sense just isn't common anymore, guys. I don't know what happened, but it's not common. I got another super chat. Joey. Appreciate you, Joey. God bless you. God bless you. God bless everybody. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Make sure you like this and share it. Let's see. What else? Let's talk about Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, man, I am proud of Laura Loomer. I actually feel excited for her because this is a success story. She was an underdog, still is an underdog. And she represents the first candidate for public office that cannot use social media. Like, I believe she'd be the first one. Now that she's officially been nominated, she still does not have access to Twitter. She doesn't have access to anything. And yet she beat out all of her opponents. So, of course, I hope she wins. I hope she makes it, because she is a thorn in the side of the establishment. No matter what you think about her politics, that's not really important. The point is, she broke through, and she also proved how perseverance gets the job done. Like, she overcame a lot. This is a story of triumph right here. She didn't give up. She didn't quit. And I believe she announced her campaign after they banned her. It's not like they banned her in the middle of her campaign when she had momentum and donors and all that. She did it just by word of mouth, just knocking on doors. I saw a few YouTube videos. I'm just proud of her. I think that's a good thing, and I hope she wins. And it also proves that censorship doesn't work. You can censor people all day. You can deplatform, blacklist. All it does is put more eyeballs on that person. It just drives more traffic to their cause. It amplifies their voice. See, this is what the social media thing is. They put on blinders, these cancel culture Karens, these people that want to cancel everything. They think that by removing someone's voice from the internet that they just go away. It's just like, I'm going to cover my eyes. Oh, I can't see you. That must mean you're not there. It's like what 5-year-olds do. Kids do that. They close their eyes because they think that gets rid of the immediate danger. All it does is make that person more popular if they're in the media, if they're in a, if they're a public, semi-public figure like she was. Like, that was news. That was news, like on CNN, and all the mainstream news talked about her getting banned because she was in the same company as Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Paul Joseph Watson, Louis Farrakhan. They threw him in as a sacrificial lamb just to say, oh, it wasn't just against conservatives. We banned Louis Farrakhan too. Okay. But Laura Loomer got, swept up with all of that, and it made her more popular. But in general, censorship doesn't work. All it really does is, especially when you just censor random people on the internet, like, I don't care if they say racist stuff, xenophobic stuff, whatever phobic ism you can name, they say something that offends somebody else. If you delete their voice, if you try to shut down their page or whatever, it doesn't change their point of view. All it does is drive them underground, radicalize them more. They're going to build little communities and networks of other people who've been driven off Facebook, Twitter, and Google or whatever. And it's just going to grow and expand. But you made them more angry. All you did was just give them a space to be mad and build resentment. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. If somebody has bad ideas, bad policies, bad whatever, let the world see it. Let the best ideas will always rise to the top, period. And for the people who have whatever you think is wrong, challenge their opinions, have dialogue, have discussions. Liberals used to believe in that, free speech. That's why I don't say liberals anymore. Marxists, communists, totalitarians. That's what they are now. They don't believe in freedom of speech. They're like, oh, we don't like that person. We don't like what they're saying. They criticized Ilhan Omar. They can't talk on the internet. Laura Loomer, you can't take an Uber. You can't order Uber Eats. What is that? This makes no sense. That corporations are doing it. I remember, was it Citibank? Chase Bank. Chase Bank banned the Proud Boys. How is it that you can't bank if you have the wrong opinions? You're not allowed to access money? Like, what is going on here? And this brings me to the next topic, which is Goodyear. Goodyear. And I saw there's some controversy around the screenshot or whatever that was that leaked, where they said this is unacceptable, and it said like MAGA hats, but then acceptable is like Black Lives Matter as far as like attire. And I don't know if that was for like employees or customers or both, but their new guidelines were apparently Black Lives Matter is okay, LGBTQ is okay, but MAGA and some other stuff is not okay. It's like this corporate virtue signaling and this like moral grandstanding and just trying to participate in this this whole thing, this circus is just bad for business. So, Trump rightfully tweeted that out, and they try to say that that's cancel culture. No, it's not. It's just do better. Do better. If you want business, you need to act right. You don't need to engage and then do it on one side. It's like, if you're going to be political, why don't you have both up there? Have a Black Lives Matter logo and a MAGA logo, whatever. But generally, if you want to be successful in business, keep politics out of it. If I had a business right now, if I owned let's say I owned a donut shop, I'm not going to call it MAGA Donuts. That'd be cool, right? But also, I'm in the business of selling donuts, so I don't want to alienate anybody that would want to buy my product. Even though my personal beliefs and opinions and views might be, I don't really like what leftists believe in. I don't support that ideology. I'm pro-life. They're pro-choice. I'm not going to say or incorporate my personal beliefs and my political views into my brand, because my business won't last long. And you would think that that's common knowledge amongst these rich elites and these executive boards that make all of this money, but they're bending the knee to these mobs saying, we believe Black Lives Matter, whatever, Goodyear and all these other corporations. And you're seeing their stocks plummet. You're seeing ratings are down. Look at Hollywood. Hollywood sold out to the DNC, sold out to China. They capitulate to every single demand from the mob. And look at Hollywood films, rightfully so, going down the tubes. That's a whole nother story about what's going on in Hollywood, Tom Hanks and all that stuff. But you get what I'm saying? Like, these corporations have just gone way too far, and it's just annoying. Like, I remember right after George Floyd's death, I opened my inbox. I have one of those junk email accounts, and it was like Yahoo, Noodles and Company, all of these different corporations saying Black Lives Matter. I'm like, can I just get a burger and fries from you? Like, what is this Black Lives? Like, stop it. Stop it. This is weird. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. This really reminds me of my time working. And I don't know if I've ever told this story before. I used to work at Target. When I lived in Minneapolis, I worked at Target headquarters. It's a huge company. They're like 35,000 employees at their downtown Minneapolis headquarters. Very fun environment. They did all kind of things like pedal pubs and happy hours, bunch of young people. My first 2 years were like a breeze. It was just super fun. But then all of a sudden, it was an election year, 2016. And the energy just shifted in that corporation. During my time there, I found myself starting to resent the company because they were so, like, I don't know how to really articulate it. They wanted to be like social justice, like social awareness. It's one thing if you want to be like environmentally sound and like kind of put that messaging out to customers and try to draw in business that way. I agree with that. That's fine, right? That's just, you're just trying to stay engaged with the needs of your customers or whatever, right? But Target completely lost me when they moved away from the gender specific toy aisle. That was it. Now, guys, at the time, back in 2016, I was not into politics. Yet I didn't realize I was rejecting left-wing politics. At that time, I did not associate some of the moves that they were making that I disagree with. I didn't associate that with a political party at all, but a lot of their messaging, and then with the police shootings that year, because there were a couple of them, and there was one specifically in Minneapolis, the Philando Castile shooting. They were just all about like, let's all get together and let's talk about this and stuff. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I get that everybody's kind of going through something right now, but I feel awkward as the only black guy in the room. And I feel like I have to say something because you guys are all like freaking out about this thing. And it's uncomfortable. It was just so awkward because these corporations are trying so freaking hard to cave to the mob, and the demands of the mobs, the values of the mobs, the beliefs always shift. There's no bedrock principles. It's just, I'm offended and outraged, so everything needs to change. I remember they had I think it was like a Mother's Day card that was from a private vendor. I don't know who it was that designed the card, but that's something that Target's been really good with, is bringing in very small vendors and test markets and stuff like that. They had a Mother's Day card that said baby mama card or something like that. And it was meant to be a joke, obviously. And I think what was in the card was some kind of joke, but somebody got offended, sent a nasty gram email, and they changed the entire thing. They banned the card. It's like, what if there was a minority or a black person or, a minority entrepreneur that wanted to grow their business and they were excited to get their cards in Target, but because some softy got upset, Target changed all of that. It's just, I will never understand it. It's like Starbucks. Remember Starbucks like a couple years ago when they had the incident, I think it was in Philly, where the two dudes got kicked out or arrested because they went in there to sit down and they didn't buy coffee. And then Starbucks was like, we're going to open up everything. Anyone can use the bathroom. We don't care if it's a junkie shooting up heroin. Anyone can come in our store and use the bathroom. Well, that's a massive overcorrection. You didn't need to go that far to make your political statement. You could have just dealt with that situation internally, not put out some public press release, and went on about your business instead of saying, we're going to put all our employees in re-education training and train them not to be racist, because by default, they're racist. Stupid stuff. All it does is turn people off. It doesn't actually fix anything. It makes things worse. All it does is fuel resentment and tension when they claim they want to solve these problems. So these corporations, they're actually having the opposite effect, which is Black Lives Matter, their goal. That's the goal of Marxists, is just constant friction. Constant friction, constant turmoil. And again, some of these corporations are smarter than others. You take some of these apparel stores like Macy's. Macy's, I don't know how political they are, but they're smart to have rainbow stuff all through the month of June. I mean, it's just smart business. If you're business minded, you're going to market your stuff to whoever is in that area. So if there's a big pride parade, then yeah, you should paint rainbows on your windows and have rainbow t-shirts, because people are probably going to come in and it's going to be a profitable week for you, or month, or whatever. New Orleans, Mardi Gras stuff. Some of these things make sense, but to change your business model and to put out corporate statements and change your McDonald's is Black Lives Matter, we're going to change it to a black square, and Gushers, we stand with the black community, Orville Redenbacher popcorn thinks Black Lives Matter. It's like, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Let me check in with these chats. Let's see. I got another super chat. Wrestling superstar. You have been spot on. Uh-oh. Did it go away? Okay, here we go. You've been spot on with your positions. Continue the great work you do, bro. Respect. God bless. Thank you so much. God bless you. I've been on fire lately, but man, it's been tough. I've been tested, with what happened with me in my house. I was talking about it a little bit yesterday in my live stream, where I said I was looking at darkness. I see how people embrace the darkness because things happen that test you. And if you don't have your faith, if you're not standing strong, if you're not leaning into God, if you're not connected with your Lord and Savior, you're going to be vulnerable to destruction. And at the very minute you embrace the darkness, you can destroy yourself or somebody else. And that's the devil's goal: steal, kill, and destroy. And that's why it's so easy for me now, more than ever before, to just identify on like a binary term, like it's good or it's bad, it's right or it's wrong, it's good or it's evil. It makes sense or it doesn't. It's really simple. It's really simple. So a lot of the stuff, it's easy to be like, oh, okay, you're just a deceiver and a liar. You're doing the work of the devil. Simple. Because if you can just lie like that and you know what kind of damage it's doing, then you're an evil person. You're wicked. Period. And that's why I had no problem, no regrets. I got more downvotes than I normally get for the Michelle Obama video. I don't care. I'll triple down on it. I don't back down. I double down, triple down all day, because she lied. She got caught in one of her lies. And the other ones, most people know about them. Well, maybe not most people, but a lot of people know about those other lies. The Charlottesville one for sure, because that I think is the oldest. And of course, the police brutality thing. It's just, these people are so wicked. They're so disgusting. What else we got? I think I talked about everything in my title of this video. How long have we been live, guys? 45 minutes already. Damn. I'll probably be wrapping up soon. I do have the day off tomorrow, which means I'll be putting that desk together, and hopefully I'll have my studio set up and not sitting on the floor in my living room. Remember to, oh, no, that's a comment from YouTube. Paint the Trump channel. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Paint the Trump. Let me see if I can show you guys this picture. Let me show you how talented this dude is. Check this out. Where is it at? I took a screenshot of it. Can you guys see that? Look at that behind him. He painted that. That's a mural somewhere in Central Florida, maybe Orlando. I'm not sure. And I can't tell if it's blurry for you guys or not. Look at that. He painted that. There it is. It cleared up. In the matter of a couple hours, I guess, maybe a day. I don't know. It's a video on his channel. You guys can go check it out. But, man, go subscribe to Paint the Trump. I first met him back in February, maybe. But I knew about him last year because he only had like 1,000 subscribers. Now he's probably going to catch and pass me within the next week. So be on the lookout, because I'll be out there with him. I know he comes to New Smyrna on Sundays, and then he's somewhere else in Central Florida. He's all over the place, but he brings his signs with him. His channel is blowing up. But yeah, because of him, I've been gaining a lot of new subscribers. Go check him out, man. Great commentary. Linda said, I live in Florida. I want to see it. I'm not sure where it's at. He doesn't want to say exactly where it is because obvious reasons. It'll be a target for vandalism. Although I don't think Florida has really had any vandalism to Confederate statues. There's the St. Augustine statue, which the city council, I guess, voted to take down, but at least it wasn't destroyed or taken down by some BLM crazies. But other than that, I don't think there's been any vandalism. But if there's a big mural of Trump, I'd like to think a bunch of people might go and protect it, because this is Florida. This ain't Portland. Not going to get away with those intimidation tactics down here and violence. Don't say it, Mike. Don't say what? Oh, PIR turned me onto your channel. That's another one. What is it? The Patriot Intel Report. That's another channel that out of the blue gave me a shout out, and I gained a bunch of subscribers. McAllister TV. That's another channel that found me somehow and was like, you got to go check out Mike Nificent. Go check him out. And a bunch of people left me comments saying, man, I'm so happy I found your channel. People have emailed me. People have sent money, donations to my P.O. box, which, by the way, important news on that. I'm getting a new P.O. box now that I moved. So the one that I currently have will be expiring at the end of the month. I'm probably going to make a separate little PSA video for that, just to get the attention of everybody who sends stuff to my P.O. box. But just as a side note, all these new people coming from all these different places, and all in the same amount of time that my Facebook has been put on ice. Facebook just shut me down, man. Pisses me off, because all the pictures of my dog are on there, all the memories, pictures of my grandparents. I've had my Facebook for like 11 years. I know some people are like, I don't like Facebook. Well, whatever. It's been ingrained into my life, and I had it way before I knew that they were basically like this is my little conspiracy theory. They're basically masquerading as a social media platform, but they're really a government bureaucracy. I think we're going to find out that it's been a CIA project all along. Because how else could you get somebody to voluntarily surrender all of the info and data that Facebook has on everybody, including up to the minute tracking of your location, everything you search, all of your personal info. People put their pictures on there, their addresses, their jobs, the time that they were. It's crazy. But anyway, I've had Facebook for so long, so it's kind of frustrating that they put me in their digital gulag and blamed it on the virus. They blamed it on the virus. This is what I get when I try to log into my Facebook. It says, we're reviewing your information. It may take longer than usual. We have fewer people available to review information due to the coronavirus pandemic. But you have enough people to ban and censor and take down Save the Children hashtags? Okay, but you can't review my page because of the pandemic. You guys work remotely. You work from a laptop, so don't blame it on the virus. Just be honest. This is because we're in an election year, and my page was fire, and it was growing, and I was getting 3,000 people watching a single live stream. They just did the same thing to my boy Anomaly. They banned him for 30 days. You saw what they did to Diamond and Silk. You saw what they've done to Candace Owens. They've done it to David Harris Jr. They've done it to a lot of different people. So I guess I'm in good company. But I still pisses me off because there's my personal page and then there's my Mike Nificent fan page. If you want to take out my Mike Nificent fan page, that's fine. But don't mess with my personal page. It's just disgusting. And I'm pretty sure it's an AI bot that's running it now. It's not even an actual person. So who knows if I'll get my page back. But I will be setting up a separate one. Just a second page. I came here after your stint on ABL's 4-person chat stream. One guy there didn't have a YouTube channel, which is a bummer because he was good too. I think that's what you meant to say. I wasn't on that. I think maybe you're referring to Brandon Tatum. I know he does like a panel every Thursday. I've tried to get on there. I mean, I would like to be on there, but I can't invite myself. I mean, they know who I am. If they want to have me on, they'll invite me on. If not, that's cool too. But no, I have not been on that panel. I've called the ABL show like a million times though. And that always gives my channel a little boost. Somebody said China is spying through TikTok and everywhere else. I mean, let them. I mean, the people who are dumb enough to put their stuff on that with all of the information that's been out on TikTok, whether it's true or false, let them. What information are they really getting? People's 10-second videos of them dancing? I don't know. Whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, the way we're surveilled already as it is, like Google surveils you like crazy. I mean, think about some of these products you can buy that are super cool, like these gadgets. I mean, I'm not going to lie, they're cool. Like the whole Google Home system. You can have Google cameras. You can have the freaking, what is it? The OK Google, the little dot, whatever it is. Maybe that's the Echo Dot. I don't know. But these little voice activated smart devices that tell you the temperature, add stuff to your grocery list, will read you the top headlines of the day, wake you up, tell you good night. These things are creepy, but they're also kind of cool. These little assistants. That could be a wiretap. That could be a wiretap in your house. I mean, it's already been proven it's a wiretap. These little cameras, these Ring cameras, people can hack into those and watch you in your house. I mean, there's things a lot worse than TikTok. TikTok is something where people are volunteering to download this stupid app and put videos on there. And it's not like people don't know that it's a Chinese company and that there's rumors about them spying. But I think someone hacking into your home security system and watching you is a lot worse. Or the government listening to you. People will just voluntarily sign up for this stuff. I will never get one of those Amazon Echoes or the Siri, because just asking for trouble. And I've heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, I've heard stories of people saying that in the middle of the night, their little smart device would just start laughing. Let me tell you, if that happened to me, I would take that thing out back and set it on fire. If some little artificial intelligent device in my house, some little voice activated assistant was laughing in the middle of the night, I'd probably sell my property and move, because that's something else. Anyway, and people want to willingly give their information, let them. It's so dumb. They made it easy. They probably, like, if this were actually true, that the CIA is running Google and Facebook, then they're laughing at us. Like, all we had to do was tell them it's a social media platform and they can just talk to their friends online. That'll make them give all their information. We don't have to forcefully wiretap them. They'll do it for us. See what I mean? It takes cooperation on our part to be controlled. Squidtacular said, if you happen to accidentally walk through a Black Lives Matter crowd on a casual walk, would you give them the finger? Probably not. I'm not really confrontational like that. I'm generally just a peace-loving dude, honestly. If they try to say something to me, if I'm in a situation where I need to defend myself, then yeah. I can be pretty mouthy, though. Like, I've gotten into spats with people, but I generally try to keep things clean, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, it's the leftists, it's the people who scream about how intolerant the world is that are intolerant themselves. They're the ones that would most likely say something to me. They would flip the bird at me if they could pick up any sense of what I thought and believed. So I wouldn't flip them off. That's not really how I roll. That's not my style. Totally enjoying tonight's show. Thank you, Rita. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. This is super impromptu. This is not normal. You see, I'm letting it all hang out. I'm having a hair day here. But I'll be set up in my studio here hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed, because I got my desk in the mail today, but that doesn't mean it's going to be put together tomorrow. I will try to put it together, but I might get frustrated, kick a piece against the wall. It might take me a couple days because the instructions are almost never intuitive, and they're always picture-based, and the pictures never really work the way, sometimes you just, I don't know. It might be hard to put that together, but should snap together pretty easily. But I figured I wasn't going to let my lack of an office keep me from doing a live stream, because this is something that I do every week. So if you're new here, get used to it, because I usually do this every week. For the longest time, I was doing it in my work van like I did yesterday. If something comes to me and I don't have time to make a video and do the edits and all that stuff, then I will just go live. And the live streams, honestly, are better for me. They're better for you guys. You guys probably enjoy them much more. A lot much more. Like Jussie Smollett said, a lot much more. Thank you for the super chat. End times. Squidtacular. If I had $50, I'd donate it. I'm broke though. Don't worry about it, man. Please don't feel obligated to donate. I appreciate every single donation, guys. It goes a long way to keeping this channel going. Like, I could be doing this full time. The only reason I'm still delivering packages is because I feel like it's smart to have my hand in several different pots. Like, while I'm young, healthy, and in shape, why wouldn't I do a job like that? A job that is low stress. It's autonomous work. I can pull over on the side of the road, be like, all right, I'm going to do a live stream on my lunch break when I'm ready to do it. But I mean, in reality, I would like to do this full time. It'd be cool. I mean, the Right Side Broadcasting thing, that will be full time. Just imagine, guys, how many rallies Trump would be having right now. It's not going to happen. but it's fun to dream. The economy was going so great. Everything was good. Trump was selling out arenas like you think is like Elvis or Michael Jackson. Trump could fill a stadium to the brim. He would be doing rallies all over the country. The left would be reeling. I would be all over this nation right now. And I would probably have like a couple 100,000 subscribers if you figure I'm doing right side broadcasting at Trump rallies. They have hundreds of thousands of people watching just on their channel. They simulcast on Breitbart and Diamond and Silk's YouTube channel and on Facebook. I would have a lot of eyeballs where I'm saying, subscribe to Magnificent. And my channel's monetized, so that would just send my revenue through the roof. And it still could happen. It could happen maybe next year, maybe in the midterms of 2022. We don't know. Really don't know what the future is going to look like. But that's a long-winded way of saying don't worry about donating right now. You don't have to donate. $1 helps, a penny helps. The fact that you're watching this live stream, the fact that people will rewatch this live stream after I upload it and it's monetized, that goes a long way too. Even though YouTube gets a cut, I mean, whatever. This is their platform. They're allowed to get paid for hosting my content on their platform. Even though I'm the one that technically earned it, I wouldn't have been able to earn it without using their site. So it's a fair trade-off, and I get most of the money. So watching clicking on the ads, that helps too. Just got here. Hi, Mike. What we talking about? We're all over the place. We are. I've already talked about the DNC. I talked about the Wuhan pool party. I talked about Laura Loomer's triumphant victory. Hopefully, she can pull off a win down in Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach County, against a Democrat incumbent. Talked about the corporate virtue signaling, Goodyear tires and their stock prices and all of that stuff. And we're just talking about everything. The virus, the threats, we're just talking about life here, man. I love this format, says Luke Casley. Thank you for the super chat. Did I get another one? I don't want to miss anybody's super chat. I'm having a look at it on my phone here. Mike, are you going to be in New Smyrna Sunday? I mean, that's the plan. That is the plan. There's always a chance that something else comes up. I do have a lot to do around my house to get it up to my liking, but that should be all knocked out by Sunday. So yeah, unless there's like a weather event, then I'll be there. And it's every Sunday from 3:30 to 5:30. So if you're in the New Smyrna Beach area, we meet at the corner of, I don't know, just Google the Walgreens. It's by the Walgreens. Actually, there's a chance that I will be in, let me look it up. Because there's one on Friday. There's one on Friday, but it's not in New Smyrna. It is in Orange City. I've never been there, but I guess it's like north of Orlando somewhere. Orange City, 4 to 6:30 p.m. I will be there. And guys, my goal with this is outside of just diffusing any negative energy, because I love being around other Trump supporters and just people that are just vibing high. It's in a way inspirational. It inspires people to go out and have their own flag wave. Like if you're not in Florida, do it where you are. I know some of you are living in hell, i.e. California, New York, Michigan, Minnesota, Washington, or Oregon, or whatever other lefty run hellhole there is. But find other patriots in your area. Find people who are down to do a flag wave. You don't have to go do it in downtown Seattle and risk your life, but go stand on the side of a highway. Go stand on a highway overpass and just hold up a Trump flag. See how many honks you get. That is the ultimate pulse check on reality. I see it as everybody that honks their horn is voting for Trump. So if thousands of cars drive by and you have a little ticker and you're like, wow, Trump's got at least this many votes in this area. I don't know. It's just a fun way to take your mind off of the stress but also keep yourself in the realm of sanity, and you can see what's really happening, what's really going on. There are so many people supporting this president. It's not even funny. I know people. They're not going to say that they support him. Some people don't support him at all, but they're going to vote for him. They're going to vote for him. Now, what's going to happen? Here's what I think is going to happen with the election. I think that no matter the outcome of the election, the other side won't accept it. So let's say, I'm knock on wood, Joe Biden wins, let's say. There's no way we're going to accept it. No, because we know, we can see with our eyes. We've been paying attention for 4 years. This man steamrolled onto the scene, and he has got so many people on board of the Trump train. There are so many people that sees how insane the left is, how they devolved from just your classic liberals, your blue dog Democrats, to full-blown communists, and they want nothing to do with it. So they're getting on the Trump train. There's a lot of people who support this president openly and subtly, and they're going to vote for him. So if Joe Biden somehow pulled off a win, we're going to call voter fraud. We're going to say it was stolen. That's the reality of it. Trump supporters are going to freak out. We know that the left is going to freak out. They freaked out about 2016. They've been freaking out ever since. They've been reeing and screaming and screeching ever since he got elected. So it's going to be controversial, and the media is going to tie it up. They'll be like, wait, we need a recount in this county in Pennsylvania, and then the one up here in Iowa. It's going to be a mess. Just get ready, guys. The election is going to be a mess, an absolute mess. They're going to say, well, we can't really declare a winner at this time. Even though Trump should win by a freaking landslide, they're going to make it look like it's close. They're going to make it seem like Trump barely won, or it looks like Trump is ahead in Michigan and Pennsylvania and Ohio and what are swing states, North Carolina. They're going to make it seem like that. You know, because if they're going to rig the election, if they're going to try to steal the election, they got to make it look close. They can't be like, Biden won all 50 states. No, they got to make it seem like it happened naturally. And it was too close to call. Oh, it looks like Biden just won by about 15,000 votes in this one county that flipped the state blue. That's what it's going to be. That's how they will do it. And it'll be controversial. They'll make it, unless they can say like Joe Biden is declared the winner, unless they can say it like that and it's clear cut. And I don't think it would be. It's just not possible. I don't think it is. If Trump wins, they're going to make it seem like, oh, it was super duper close and it's controversial and it's because of voter suppression. It's because blah, blah, blah. They're going to do all of that and it's just going to get ugly, guys. So I makes me nervous, but God is with us and hopefully there won't be too many riots. I mean, at this point, there's nothing left to burn. Do I think Trump could pull off flipping New York State? No, I don't think so. Because New York State is a blue state through and through, top to bottom. The governor, the mayor, and that's all that matters. So Andrew Cuomo will oversee the election process in the state, and then New York City dictates the rest of the state because there's 8 million in that city or something like that, some crazy number. So I think there's too many liberals to flip the state. It'd be one thing if New York were more like Florida, where Florida, you got all kind of cities here. You got Miami, you got Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Tampa, Fort Myers, Orlando, Ocala. You got all kind of people scattered all over the state. So that's why Florida is a natural swing state. It always will be, because it's a melting pot. People are from all over the country here. So even though we have a Republican governor, you still got super blue cities like Fort Lauderdale and Miami. So it's not skewed one way or the other. I don't think New York could have, I don't want to say it couldn't ever go red, but it's not likely. Just like California. California is full of Trump supporters and conservatives, believe it or not. but they're in rural areas. They're in smaller parts of the state. And the big cities, the urban areas, the inner cities, that dominates the political landscape. So pretty much LA County, San Francisco, they dictate the politics. It's just like Washington. A better example would be Washington and Oregon. I know that Washington State, you get outside of Seattle and maybe Tacoma, I don't know, the rest of the state is beet red. Washington would be a Republican state if not for Seattle. Seattle makes that state blue. Their politics, and they have a Democrat governor, which makes a difference. So I think that plays a huge role in it. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But I do not think that he's going to win New York. I think he would probably have a better chance of, well, no, I can't even say he has a better chance of winning California. Because Gavin Newsom, they're gonna do mail-in ballots. They're gonna do mandatory mail-in ballots in California, in New York, which they don't need to. Those states are gonna go blue anyway. I would say states like Minnesota. I think Trump could win Minnesota. I don't know if he can win it after the George Floyd thing, just because I don't know. When the George Floyd thing first happened, it seemed to me like, he's going to lose Minnesota now, because that took the spotlight off of Ilhan Omar and all the craziness that she brought to the table. And it put the focus on police brutality and racism. And of course, Trump even blows his nose like a racist. He falls asleep like a racist. Everything about him is racist top to bottom. So it's not hard to draw the connection to Trump and say, George Floyd died because of racism, Trump killed George Floyd, logic. So I think that the riots and the protesting and the destruction of the city and the demanding of federal aid to rebuild when they did a poor job breaking up the riots, I think helps Trump now. So I've kind of gone back and forth on it, but I think he has a better chance of winning a state like Minnesota, where he barely lost it. But yeah. Biden wins 3 states only: Minnesota, Illinois, and Washington. No, he'll win more states than that. I know that they're going to try to paint the picture to make it seem like this is a referendum on Trump. They're already starting to pivot to that. Like, it's really hard. It's getting increasingly more difficult to prop Biden up, but it's going to be easy to continue making it a referendum on Trump, meaning like bringing John Kasich and Colin Powell to the DNC. I mean, these are neocons anyway, but the more Republicans they can get on board to say, we don't support Trump. We did in 2016, but this is just too much. Like Mitt Romney does that, right? Mitt Romney only opens his mouth to criticize the president, but they try to use that to say, like, look, even Republicans are abandoning him. They want people to think that states are up for grabs that will vote for Biden because Trump is just that bad. Orange man is just that bad that Georgia might be turned blue. South Carolina might turn blue. That's what I think will happen with some of these states, is they're just going to make it seem like some of these red states will go blue. But I don't think for one second that Joe Biden is only going to get 3 states. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think Trump holds the Rust Belt. I think he does. If he holds the Rust Belt, I think he wins, because that was the blue wall. Democrats have owned that area. Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. I think that's the blue wall. Trump won all those states minus Minnesota. He got close. I think he holds that, and I think he flips Minnesota. If he doesn't flip Minnesota, that's okay. He could flip Virginia. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But Biden, to me, is not a strong enough candidate to flip red states. And Trump was doing so well with the economy. He's the first president in my lifetime to not start a war. I think that there's something to be said for that. Okay, what else we got here? Clinton Biden crime bill, which Kamala was strongest enforcer of, was the key mass incarceration of African Americans in the U.S., which led to fatherlessness, poverty. The fatherless homes started way before Kamala Harris. That was a civil rights era thing. That started under the Great Society Act, Lyndon Baines Johnson. Mike, I don't see it happening here in Minnesota, but I hope I'm wrong. I mean, you must be there. I lived there 5 years. I left in 2017. Minneapolis is a very liberal place, but I found it to be mostly tolerable. I have a lot of great friends there still, friends, family. And they're liberal, but I don't know, that city has changed so much. I think it could potentially happen. I think he could flip Minnesota. We'll see. We're going to find out here in about 70 days. Okay, Mike, did you see the Kimberly Classic ad? Kimberly Classic. Oh, is that the chick from Baltimore? Let me look her up real quick. Let me look it up. Hold on, Joey. If you're talking about that chick from Baltimore that's running for Congress, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. She follows me on Twitter too. Yeah, she's walking through Baltimore in those heels. We'll see how she does. I don't know. I haven't followed her campaign, but I hope she wins. I really do. Going back to Minnesota, I know that there are people who are running again. I don't know if Minnesota had his primary already, but I know there are people running against Ilhan Omar. I think you got to take little steps. I think in general, flipping a state is going to be easier than trying to flip a city to have a Republican mayor, because I just don't see it happening. And Congress people who represent some of these cities, I think they tend to be blue. They tend to be Democrat, so it's going to be harder. But I think those things go a long way to how the state will ultimately vote. Take, for example, Florida. Florida is a red state. I think Florida has a conservative culture overall, even though it's technically a swing state. You have almost as many Democrats as you do Republicans, registered anyway. But we have a Republican governor, which means no sanctuary counties, no sanctuary cities, no voter fraud. He's cleaning things up. But if we had Andrew Gillum as governor, Florida might be flipping blue in this year's election. And it might actually stay blue at that point because he's trafficked in, brought in enough people, resettled people in the state to ensure that it stays blue. That's how California flipped blue. California used to be a Republican state. My home state of Colorado used to be Republican when I was growing up. Now it's Democrat and probably not going back. They're trying to flip Texas blue. If they flip Texas blue, it's over. It's a wrap. No Republican will ever win again if they flip Texas. The only way to overcome that, if they flip Texas, because Texas has what, 35 electoral votes? I don't even remember. You'd have to flip a bunch of blue states red. If Texas flips blue, California better flip red to offset it. And that's enough about elections. I'm getting bored with that topic. God is in the miracle business. Yes, he is. God always makes a way. God is always with us. And I think what we're seeing right now, man, that's why I got so mad about the Michelle Obama thing, saying Trump doesn't belong. He's not the man for the job. Why? Because he won't do Satan's bidding. His DOJ is doing the Lord's work right now as far as bringing these pedophiles to justice. Hopefully more. We'll see. Bill Clinton should be indicted. What's his name? Prince Andrew should be indicted. Bunch of people should be indicted. Tom Hanks fled the country. That's interesting. Went to Greece. Some information there. But a lot of human trafficking comes over the southern border. And ICE and Border Patrol, they intercept a lot of those kids that would be trafficked otherwise, which is why people who know a bunch of pedos were so upset about Trump. Kids in cages. Oh my gosh, he's caging babies. They're running concentration camps. You know? So all of these things happening under this president can't be anything but God. And everything that will happen over the course of the next several months, over the next several years, is just a spiritual battle playing itself out. Some things have to come to pass, but we cannot lose faith. For those of you that are Christians, yeah, but even if you're not, I mean, you don't have to be some Bible-thumping Christian to see that there's good and evil, right and wrong. I think you just kind of inherently know that. Anyway, we've been live for an hour and a half. I guess I should probably wrap it up since it's almost 1 o'clock my time. Am I the Energizer Bunny? But I have a big crowd here. I appreciate all you guys watching. Yeah, I'm going to actually wrap up. I should probably go to bed because I need to wake up early and go get my Jeep fixed. But I appreciate everybody that has tuned in. I thank everybody that has donated via Super Chat, everybody that clicked on this video to watch it, this live stream. Hopefully saw an ad. I'll get ad revenue for that. Again, my P.O. box will be changing. I will be getting a new one probably tomorrow or Friday, and then I'll share that out, and that will be the P.O. box I want you to start using right away. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. God bless. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Follow me on BitChute, Twitter, Instagram, Parler, MySpace, all the things. I don't think I have MySpace. That would be funny if I promoted it. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a good night. I will catch you in the next stream or video.